Today we're going to be looking at Butterflies and Rainbows by Mier. First we want to look at our time signature. We're in 4/4. That means 4 beats per measure. So we're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Our starting notes are in our left hand in the bass clef. The first note's name is, it's on a line, and so we count our lines G, B, D, F, A, so that's F. And it shows that finger 5 is going to be playing that F. That F is located between the cow C and the middle C, so right here on F. When our right hand joins in measure number 2, we're going to be starting with finger number 1. And the starting note there in treble clef is D, D like dog. It's the D right here next door to middle C. Once we have our hands in the correct position, we're ready to take a look at the notes. In the beginning, the first few notes are just stepping up, and then there's a skip to middle C, so we want to watch out for that. Here's the first measure. Ready? And play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you catch that skip? Here it is one more time. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, your thumb is going to play in the right hand in the second measure. And when you start on D, then the next note skips up, or we call that a third when we skip. So we're also going to skip fingers. So we're going to use finger 1, and then when we skip up, we're going to use finger 3. And then we're going to come right back down to D again. Here it is from the beginning. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Now when we play this phrase, we want to crescendo a little bit all the way to the top note. The highest note is F with our third finger. And then that last note in the phrase, the half note on D, we're going to play that one a little bit softer. So we're going to crescendo, get a little bit louder, gradually get louder from our first note up to the highest note, and then diminuendo, gets softer on the last note. Here's the whole phrase. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Well, play that several times. Stop the video and get really comfortable with some good flow. Then you can restart at the next chapter for the next phrase. The next phrase starts in the right hand, also finger 5, and it's on G. Our lines go E, G, B, D, F, E, G, B, D, F in the treble clef, and that's the G right here above middle C. We're going to start with our right hand and play that first measure of the right hand phrase, measure number 3. Here it goes. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a skip or a third right there in between those last two notes. Did you catch that? When we skip, we also skip fingers. Here it is again. Measure 3. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the phrase ends with your left hand playing middle C in the next measure. That's a whole note. We're going to hold him for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put that whole phrase together now. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Notice we start a little bit louder with the first note, and we get a little softer all the way as we go down to middle C. Here it is one more time. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is a good place to stop and practice that phrase. Once these two phrases are going very well for you, then we want to put the two phrases together. So we're going to start at measure 1, and we're going to play the whole first strain of music all the way to measure 4. That's 2 phrases. The phrases are marked with that curvy line. So you see one curvy line going over measure 1 and 2, and a curvy line going over measure 3 and 4. Those are your 2 different phrases. Here it is all together, measures 1 through 4. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, Did you get that little shift where your pinky, your finger 5, needed to come down to the G? Let's play that again and notice how you've got to move your hand just a little bit to get finger 5 to land on G for that second phrase. Here it is again. From the beginning, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you see that? Great. Well, the next two measures is the next phrase, and the next two measures are exactly the same as the first two measures. So we're just going to go ahead and add that to what we have. So I'm going to play now measure 1 all the way through measure 6. We have our first phrase, then our second phrase, then our third phrase, which is exactly the same as the first phrase. Here it is all together. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. We'll stop the video here and practice putting that third phrase next to all of the other phrases that you've played. Practice playing it from measure 1 all the way to measure 6. Next, we're going to go to the fourth phrase. This is measures 7 and 8. Now our fifth finger in our right hand is going to jump up to that space note. Our spaces in treble clef go F-A-C-E. So that's the A, and it's the A. It's above middle C. It's below the face C. It's right there. The beginning of this phrase is just like the phrase above it. We're just starting on A instead of starting on G. Here's this phrase starting measure 7. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you see that? At the end, we're playing two notes at the same time. We're playing G and E with finger 4 and finger 2. That can be tricky if you haven't played two notes at the same time with these fingers before, so you might need to stop and just practice. Touch those keys and then use your arm weight to get the fingers to make the keys go down at the exact same time. If you hear some of this, then you're using a little bit too much of your fingers to push the keys. Make sure you're touching the keys and just your arm weight is helping the keys to go down at the same time like this. Here's that phrase number 4. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you should stop the video here and practice getting that to go really smoothly for you. And then try adding that on to the whole entire thing. The next little bit of video will show measures 1 all the way through measure 8. Here's measure 1 through 8 now. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Underneath that fourth phrase, there's this symbol. It starts out really small and it gets bigger. It's kind of like that. And that means your sound is smaller to start with, and your sound is going to get bigger as you move along the phrase. This is called a crescendo. So if you notice, we're going to get louder, and in measure 9, the music is marked mezzo forte. Mezzo forte means medium loud. And so this is going to be stronger sounding now at measure 9. The phrase starting at measure 9 also begins with finger 5 at A. So your hand in the right hand should just be staying exactly where it was. So here we go. Here's the phrase at measure 9. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play that again. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the notes are just stepping down and stepping up and stepping back down. So we're going to go to the next phrase, which is more of the same idea of notes just stepping down and stepping up. This phrase at measure 11 starts with finger 4 on G. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to stop the video there and make sure that phrase and the phrase before it are very smooth. Now here's phrase 9 through 12, that whole string of music all together. Starting with your right hand, finger 5 is on A, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you notice that I lifted my hand when I was at the end of the phrase at measure 10 and before I started the phrase at measure 11? Those phrase marks mean that's a musical idea and it's all legato, but I don't want to be legato and connect my phrases to each other in a legato way. I want to make sure I lift up. Sometimes we'll call that make sure we breathe. So we lift off the key and then place our finger down on the next key, the next phrase that starts at measure 11. Watch how I lift my hand between those phrases. This is measures 9 through 12, and we want to notice how I lift my hand between those phrases. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check and make sure that you're doing that. So stop the video and make sure that you're making that lift right there, and then we'll go on. Measure 13 and 14 is our next phrase. Our left hand is involved in this phrase. We're going to bring our thumb, finger 1, back up to middle C. We're still in the same hand position in the right hand. Finger 4 is on that G. Here's measures 13 and 14. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you catch that skip, that third at the end of measure 13? Here it is again. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. You can stop here and practice that if you like. The next phrase starts at measure 15. This is your finger 5 at A. Now your thumb is moving down. If you notice in measure 14, your thumb was on middle C. Now we need your thumb finger 1 to move down one key to B. Your thumb in the left hand starts on B, and then the next note is a little bit different with that flat sign. The flat means play the very next note lower. So the second note in measure 15 is a B flat. That's this key right here. We're going to play that with finger 2. And then we're just going to be right next door for the next note, finger 3 on A. So let's just take a look at the left hand by itself there. This is at measures 15 and 16, just the left hand. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you haven't played those flats before, you might want to stop the video and practice that a little bit extra to get the feeling for that. Here it is one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to look at the right hand, the treble clef, for that same phrase, measure 15 and 16. So we have finger 5 on A, and our first notes go down a skip or a third, and then we just step up and step down. Here we go, measure 15, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you'd like to practice that some more, stop the video. Next, we're going to put measure 15 and 16 hands together. So we have our finger 5 here on A in the right hand. Our thumb, finger 1 in the left hand, remember, is down here on B. And our second finger is going to get ready to play that B flat. We want to make sure that we start right together. Both hands are going down on the keys at the exact same time. Here's just the beginning. Ready, play. 1, 2. After that, now we're going to move to B flat and our G right here. So I'm going to add those on now. Here's from the beginning of measure 15. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Then the next place we go to is both hands just step down to the very next key right there. Here's the whole phrase together, measure 15 and 16. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you notice how my left hand was playing what we call deeper into the keys here, into the keys, because we have this one flat note. To reach this shorter key, we need to get our hand closer to the fall board there. But when I came out of there at the A, I pulled my hand back just a little bit. I'm going to play this phrase one more time, and notice how when I'm playing the whole note in the left hand, I'm going to pull my hand back out of the keys a little bit. Here's measure 15 and 16 phrase one more time. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, well, if you'd like to stop the video and work on these things a little bit, that'd be great. Next, I'm going to play measures 9 through 16 all together. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. You'll want to stop the video and make sure that you can play through that very smoothly before we go on. We're going to look at measure 17 to the end. That's one long phrase of whole notes. First, we'll look at the right hand. The right hand has finger number 2 on D, so we've shifted our hand position just a little bit to get here. And you can see that the notes step down, and then they skip up and step up, and it says RIT, which is short for ritardando, which means gradually get slower at the end. So we're going to be mezzo piano, MP, mezzo piano, medium soft, and at the very end we're going to slow down just a little bit. Here's our right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of like how a music box slowly comes to a stop. We're just gradually going a little slower and slower to come to a nice end. So you'll want to practice that a little bit before taking a look at the left hand, which is next. Measure 17 to the end in the left hand starts with that finger 2 on that new note we looked at, B flat. So we're going to start there, and you can see we're going to step down, and then we're going to step back up to the B flat, and just step back down on A. There, the mezzo piano and the ritardando, the medium soft and the gradually slow down applies to our left hand as well. Here's the left hand. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we want to stop the video and practice that a little bit, and then we'll put this ending part together next. So here's measure 17 to the end, our final phrase, putting his hands together. So our right hand, finger 2 is on D. Our left hand, finger 2 is on B flat. We want to make sure that they both go down at the same time, so use your arm weight to make the keys go down together. Ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Well, stop the video and practice that hands together several times. Lastly, I'm just going to play the whole piece from beginning to end. Ready? Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations on learning butterflies and rainbows. I hope you enjoy it.